There we go. Hey, welcome everybody. We are live. Welcome back to the Inspire Speaker Network School Podcast. And I am here with Michael Econonomides, and he is going to talk to us all about work. Who loves work? Right? Let's talk about work, and how us as entrepreneurs, and I have been there. Not too long ago, I created a video that was like working hard, hardly working, because I just feel like we are in this system of working all the time. And you become an entrepreneur or you become a CEO or an executive because you're like, yes, I'm going to earn a bunch of money. This is going to be so great for my family and my life. And then you don't have a family and a life because you spend all of your time at work. So let's talk about that. We're going to talk about mindset and all of the good things. So welcome to the show, Michael.
Thank you. You're the first person that actually says my name correctly without having to ask how to say it.
Oh, yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Actually, even when I say it, I was like, maybe I should ask. I thought I remembered from our previous. Why you are so passionate about it as well.
We just had a little flicker. I couldn't see it.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, so tell us more about tell us more about you. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you so passionate about what you do?
All right, let's see. I'll start with my story a little bit. My backstory. So I had a little medical issue 2018. Had a normal, just regular knee surgery, and I developed a pulmonary embolism, which people don't know what that is. It's a blood clot in your lung, and mine was like right next to my heart. So to me, it was no big deal. It's still no big deal when I get them. But they said, people die from this. I'm like, okay, great, whatever. I need to go home. I'm tired of being here. So from 2018 to around 2022, I had in the hospital, went to the doctor, they said I have 47 of them, which somebody dies every 33 seconds from one. I had 47. I think I had more than that because most of the time I didn't go to the hospital. I just said, screw it. It is what it is. And so I had the blood clots, I had lung surgery, I had hospital. And through it all, I just didn't even believe it. I just like, yeah, whatever. It was no big, it's actually still no big deal. It's no big deal to me. Whenever like, oh, you crazy, it's such a big deal. I'm like, yeah, okay. So having an adrenaline disorder, also, my body basically fights medication. Mm-hmm. So when they give me medicine, my body just spits it out. To the point where I even had a blood clot filter put in. And my body said, oh, there's a blood clot filter. We're going to start this blood clot above that filter. I got a blood clot 3 days after I had the filter put in. It's crazy. And so they had me on blood thinner, the different kinds, one after another, none of them worked. Then they put me on a shot in my stomach, which normally people take it after major surgeries, like one shot a day for like 5 days. And then they're cut off of it. Well, I was taking 2 a day for like a year straight. So basically, like, my stomach is still bruised and I haven't taken it over a year.
Oh, wow.
And it basically puts your blood clot factor, mine was at 0. So if I cut myself, I completed that right there, done. So I finally got to the point where I just got tired of it. I'm like, this is crazy. Before 2018, I never had a blood clot. Mm-hmm. I never had this problem. So I just said, I'm getting off this. I'm getting off all medication. I'm done. And doctors, the doctors were against it. You need to stay on it. Oh, you're an iris. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. You hadn't been telling me the right thing the whole time. So I got off of it. I've been off of it for about a year and a half, and I haven't had a clot since.
Wow.
So through it all, in the middle of it, I had a divorce that was from hell. Hell was basically losing everything, losing business, my house, everything, starting all over again from scratch. But the whole time, my friends were like, I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how you freaking standing up smiling. So that's when I became a coach, how to coach people, how to keep pushing. Like, because if you tell yourself it's done and you're done, you're done. Whatever you tell your mind is actually what's going to be. So if I tell myself, like one thing, depression. The main thing they find out with depression is people that talk about problems, live problems, and bring problems with them throughout the day. That's depression. So I don't look at it as a problem. I look at it as like, I don't have a choice. I got to keep pushing. I can give up or I can keep pushing. And a lot of people in executives and people who own businesses and stuff like that they get to the point where, and I've been there, where you work. You think you're doing the right thing by just working, taking care of your family, doing everything, but you're ignoring the things that actually need the most attention. Like, the structure of your business. You're working, yeah, but you're not really keeping up with the structure, keeping up with your employees, keeping up with morale, keeping leadership going, your family, your relationships. You're taking away from them. So they're getting fed up. And most times they're not going to say anything to you till it's too late. They're going to just keep it in, and then finally going to say, I'm done. So I hope people get to notice that before it happens, to say, hey, look, stop for a second and let's reevaluate the situation. You're working, yeah, that's great. But all your mindset is work, where you have all this other stuff over here. And you're about to lose it all, or you lost it all. And it sucks to lose it all and have to start all over again. I mean, it's not fun.
No, but yeah, like you're saying, so it's going to happen. Sometimes it happens to you. There's nothing you can do about it, and that's when you need the mindset to say, okay, how do I stay positive? How do I put one step in front of the other? I know whenever my mom got divorced when I was younger, people said, wow, you're so strong. But she's like, what else can I be? I've got kids, I've got family. I've got to stay positive because, what's the alternative? But not everybody has that positive mindset. Not everybody knows how to stay above water whenever things like that happen. And what you're saying, like you said, with executives and entrepreneurs is we're working hard because that's what we've been taught. Hey, work hard and then you're going to make a bunch of money, or work hard and because that's the right thing to do. And then you're just working. I apologize. I blanked out there. You're working all the time. And then you don't have what, you're like you're saying, there's some of these things that are falling out from under you. So tell us a little bit more about that. What do you see? I know you listed some of those things, but for people that you've coached, or maybe you saw it with your own business, what were some of the things that kind of crept up on you, or the consequences of him working and a focus on working versus the actual important things that you talked about?
The one thing I've noticed, and I think the whole work-life balance, it doesn't exist. Like you're really never going to have balance. You're never going to have that. It's always going to be teeter. You're always going to be one way or the other. It's kind of hard to balance it because you don't know, you have this going on in life, but this is not going on at work, or you have more going on at work than you do at life. I mean, it's like a moment. You got to live by the moment because, yeah, you got to make sure you don't take away 100% from your family or take away 100% from your business. But that whole shooting for work-life balance, I think you're shooting for something that doesn't exist. You might have balance at one point, but to keep that balance, it's not going to ever. I mean, it's hard to keep a 50-50.
Yeah.
I don't, unless you're running like a small business that's so small that you don't care about growing and profiting or getting bigger. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna shut down now. I'm gonna go make sure my life is 50%. It just doesn't happen. And I think that people try to shoot for that and have that in mind. It's not gonna happen. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing, like also I see is a lot of people think that life's supposed to be all sunshine and roses, and when it's not, it's like they destroyed. Well, I don't know anybody that says life's supposed to be all sunshine and roses. Life's hard. I mean, I don't care what, life is hard, especially these days. Life's hard. It's just you got to make the best of it, and you got to look at the positive of what's going on when it gets hard. Even as a coach, yeah, people think, I don't know why people think that I'm supposed to be this perfect robot or something. Like, a mindset coach has the best mindset all the time. Yeah, you're crazy. I'm a human being. I'm not one of Elon Musk's robots over here. So yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to make sure you catch it and don't let it you don't let yourself fall, because actually I call it like a speed bump effect. So when you come up on a speed bump in a car, you don't stop and get out the car and wait for the speed bump to move. Well, I hope you don't, because if you do, you better grab a case of Snickers because you're going to be there a while. But you do the same thing in life. I mean, when you come up in a situation in life, you can't just let it and it's not if, it's when, because something's going to come up in life. Something is going to come up in life that's going to be difficult. A death in a family, a loss of a job, anything, a fight with a family member, anything. You don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to happen. I mean, if you think it's not, you must have a magic genie. But when it does, you treat it like a speed bump. You come up to the situation, you slow down, you take care of the situation, but you keep moving forward. You hit the gas and you keep moving forward. Don't stop. Don't just sit there still, because if it breaks you to your knees, it's a lot harder to get up. People are going to die. You have to know that. Yes, it's sad. It is. But if you let somebody die and break you to the point where it breaks you to your knees and you can't move, you can't let it happen. I mean, I understand that people take death different ways. It takes different situations different ways. But you got to know in your mind that things are going to happen, and you got to be able to take them.
Yeah. And for you, and what sort of process or do you take people through whenever they're coaching, or is there certain things whenever they're stuck in this situation, they're like, hey, Michael, I'm going down and I can feel it and I'm going under and I don't want to. And I've been there where I've been depressed and you kind of slip into it, and it takes months and months to get back out of, oh yeah, I think I'm out. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm not. And now I'm finally getting up and I'm finally going to the gym and I'm finally having, smiling and I'm finally joyful again. And so, like you said, whenever you go all the way down, it does take a lot longer to get out. So whether you're headed down or you're on the bottom, what do you do for your clients to help them get back out?
So the biggest thing is when you have something happen, or when you start feeling that like you're starting to go down, you can't change your routine. You have to make sure you stay on that routine. I know it sucks. You don't want to go to the gym, but you get the best workouts when you go to the gym when you're not feeling the gym. If you can't change your situation. Like you can't change your situation. Life's not going to stop for you. Life's going to keep on passing you by. And you can't just say, all right, I'm depressed, I got to stop. You can't, you got to keep yourself busy. The biggest thing is keep yourself busy. Don't sit home doing absolutely nothing, because when you sit home doing nothing, you sit there and you're thinking about that problem non-stop. Thinking about it. Well, then it starts wearing you down to the point where that's all you're thinking about. So when you get to that point, you start going down a rabbit hole. It's hard to get out that rabbit hole. Once you're in there, your butt's sticking out, and there's nobody there to pull you out, it's hard to get out.
Yeah.
And when you start noticing yourself get to that point, you got to just keep your mind on the forward. Like keep moving forward. If you're going to go to the gym, go to the gym. The gym is one of the best things to do to keep your mind in the game, because you get out of your hole, you're releasing everything. And a lot of people just stop everything and change their routines. And then once you stop everything, your routines, you're going to fall hard. You just got to keep on that routine and don't change it. As hard as it might, I know everybody's saying it's easier said than done. It's not. It's only easier said than done because you're telling yourself. Because the reason, if you think about this, your mind only knows what you teach it and what you tell it. So if you're telling it, this is hard, I'm depressed, I can't do this, your mind only knows, don't do this, it's hard, I can't make it. If you tell yourself, I got this, this is just, I'm sad, but I still got it, I got to keep moving forward. Your mind's going to keep pushing you forward because you're telling it to. But if you tell it not to, it's not going to. Like the prime example, when you start coughing, what do most people say when they start coughing? I'm getting sick. What happens next? Your mind, you get sick.
Yeah.
If I go around driving and say I'm gonna get in a wreck, guess what? My ass is gonna get in a wreck. Your mind pretty much puts you in the direction of what you tell it.
Absolutely. I remember there's an example I always give of this when you said the car, because we were on a trip one time and it was 4th of July, super hot. We're in the van, got all the kids, craps in the back, so it's all weighed down. And our car was perfectly fine. And then it just stopped on the interstate. And so we pull over and we're like 5 hours from home, road trip, hot, middle of the day. And my husband hates traveling. He does not like it. But I'm like, yeah, adventure, we'll get it. It's fine.
That's me. I don't like driving.
So he's freaking out because he's like, crap, it's 4th of July. This is terrible. We're going to get stuck. And normally he's actually pretty calm during the situation, but I don't know what was going on that day. But he's like practically hyperventilating. His mind had just gotten so worked up about the situation. Like, we're stuck. Oh my gosh, it's hot. What are we going to do? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, like it's fine. We'll figure this out. Let's just call a tow truck. We'll just stay at the hotel if we need to. No big deal. And then the kids in the back are like, hey mom, we could just stay at a hotel. Can we get a pool? Maybe we could ride in a police car, and I just love, I'm sure he loves that I share that story all the time because it puts him as a bad guy. But I think it's just such an example of what you're saying, that it's the exact same situation. We're stuck on the side of the road. The car is broken down. Everybody, it's the same temperature for everyone, but everybody's having a totally different reaction to the situation. And then because I'm thinking, oh, we're going to get out of it, then I'm calling people. I'm getting on the phone. We're doing all the things. And then because he's freaking out, then that's what he's doing. He's stuck. He can't do anything. He can't even think straight. And then my kids, we actually did ride in a police car. The police came, and they're not supposed to do this, but they're like, oh yeah, it's not that far, and I don't want you to stay on the side of the road in the heat. You guys just get in, and I'll just drive you over to the hotel. So it was wild just to see the power of what you're saying, that like literally you're manifesting exactly what you're saying. So it was so good.
Yeah, a lot of people don't believe in manifesting. They think it's, oh, you're just going to manifest money. It's just going to fall out the sky. I'm like, that's not what manifesting is all about. It's not money's going to fall out the sky like you got a genie or something. It's like you're telling yourself the same thing over and over and over. So basically your mind's just going to bring you in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So good. So what do you find for people that keeps them? So you said, like you were saying, continue to do the routine, work on your mindset, maybe work with a coach if you have to. I mean, I've worked with several coaches when I was in depression because I need some help to get on out of this. And my mind keeps telling me the same thing. So I need somebody else to tell me what it is. Well, what would you say are some of the blocks that people have, or why did they stay stuck? Why did they not get out of this situation?
Well, look, I'm going to say this first. I have nothing against therapists, but therapists kind of keep you in that funk a little bit, because they talk about the problems over and over and over. First thing you do when you walk into the therapist's office, so what's the problems today? No. Mm-mm. We know what the problems are. So you don't need to talk about it. You don't need to, that, and that's the thing. People wake up, first thing in their mind, problem. You wake up thinking about problems, talking about problems, your day's gonna be full of problems. That's the biggest thing. People, in order to keep moving forward, you can't drag the problem from yesterday to the next day, because it's like Groundhog Day. It's like, I had the problem yesterday. Why do you want to have the problem again today? Why do you talk about it? The problem's over. Let's find a solution and make sure that problem doesn't happen again. And I dated somebody that would like to argue about the argument. It's like, no. You want to argue again? It's like, no. So the biggest thing is just, if you know what the problem is, find a solution. That's what I do. I find a solution and I get them results. I don't sit here every day. So what's the problem today? What's your problem?
Please
no.
hold. Just kidding.
I know what the problem is. You want to talk about problems, go to a therapist or call a telemarketer. I don't want to talk about it. So that's the biggest thing. Let it go. I mean, you can't. And most people, they drag yesterday into the next day. That's a thing that, or here's the biggest thing. I don't agree with this, and a lot of people are going to say, "Oh no way." I don't think your today problem is anything to do with your childhood. If you're 40s, 50s, if you're 30, I don't care. If you're late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, I don't care. Your childhood has nothing to do with your problem today. And if you blame your childhood on your problem today, it's crazy. Because that means you're telling me you drug that problem on for 30 years. Why didn't you find a solution a long time ago? Probably because you've been going to a therapist. I mean, I had somebody I talked to that they've been going to a therapist for 17 years. And I said, what? And you don't find an issue with that? 17 years? I said, I bet y'all still talk about the same problem. Like, we do.
Why are you going? You have the problem. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
You could have been over there 17 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, look, the problem that disappeared. It's not like it never happened. But it's like you're going to rewrite history. No, you're not rewriting history. You're not saying the problem never happened. You're just having a solution so the problem doesn't happen again. So you don't blame, oh, this happened because of this. No, this happened because of you, not because of that. It's because you just had your mind think it's like almost like a crutch. And I mean, I know this is hard. I know some people are going to like cringe when I say this, but it's almost like a cop out. Like, oh, I did this because this happened in my life. No, you did this because your ass did it.
Well, I think it is profound. I remember in college really getting this concept for the first time. I was listening to a book and he's like, you need to start taking responsibility for where you're at right now and stop blaming other people for where you're at right now. And I would tell, at the time, it was hard to swallow because I'm like, no, it was my parents, it was this, it was that. And he's like, no, you're still here now because of you. And do you want to be somewhere else? Okay, then take responsibility for this thing. so that you can start taking action in whatever way it needs to happen. And then, try something. If it doesn't work, try something else. Don't stay at the same therapist for 17 years without getting any results, right? So try something else, keep moving on, and that it'll work. And I think everybody has a different approach to it. And your approach is like, come on, let's move forward. Let's look to the future. Let's change our mindset. Let's just focus on what we can change and move forward with that. So can you tell our audience a little bit more about how you help people, how they could connect with you?
So I do it a little differently. So like LinkedIn does and all these other companies, they want to give you a proposal. They ask for a proposal. I'm like, kind of hard to give you a proposal on a questions. You answered 3 questions and then you said coaching this. I'm like, oh, so you want me to give you a blank proposal. So what I do is I have a program, but then I kind of tailor it to each person, trying to figure out what their goals are, what they want to do, what they want to accomplish. That way, tailor it to them and only them. I don't do this blanket, just straightforward program where you're like, okay, go watch this video, go watch this, go do this, and this. Because each person is different. Each person has different issues. Each person has different goals. So I tailor it to them. It's kind of the same, you have like a guideline, but then you change it a little bit for each person. So that's the way I do it. I do it for each person. I do a one-on-one with them on a call, Zoom, or I can even do this a voice call with them. That's fine. And I hear them out. I just want to hear what's going on, what their goals are. And it's no sales call. It's not like some pushy salesman. Oh, you need to buy now. That's not me. Either you're going to go with me because you agree and you know that I can help you, or that's it. Oh, you don't. I mean, if not, I'm going to help you one way or another. I'm going to guide you in the right direction. But I'm not just pushy salesman. It's going to be like, oh, you need to do this. You need to develop me. Yeah, I want you to trust me. I want you to know that you can trust me and know that what I do is going to get you out of this. Because I'm going to get you out of this. I've been through there. I've been there. And I know the feeling. It sucks. And you're going to get out of it as fast as possible. And my program is quick. Like, I don't want you sitting in this funk or getting this funk for long. I want day one, with my consultation call, you're going to get something out of it. You're going to get a result out of my free consultation call. So my goal is to just get results. I want to get you out of this funk, and I want you to be prepared for when it comes again, that you don't get back into that funk.
Yeah.
And the way you can get in touch with me through my website is platinummindsetgroup.com, or you can DM me on Facebook, Michael Econonomides, or Platinum Mindset Group. In Facebook, I have a group there. Or you can DM me on LinkedIn, Michael Econonomides. If I'm active on there, since I get kicked off of there so often for doing absolutely nothing.
Perfect. I think our thing keeps bugging out in the most opportune moments, but thank you so much for coming on. I got here's your website. Let me know if I spelled it wrong.
You missed the I.
Spell it right.
Platinum. It's platinum. You missed the I in platinum.
I'm like, spell it right, people. Spell it right. Okay, here we go. platinummindsetgroup.com. There you go. And you can hang out with Michael for a free call, and he'll just shoot it straight like he's been shooting it straight with us, and you will have a great time. If you don't know by now, if you want to hang out with Michael more, then we can't help you, right? So thank you so much for joining us, Michael. And as always, everybody, you have your life matters, your message matters, what you do in the world matters, and we're just here to help you do more of that and make the change that you want to see in the world. So we'll see you next time on the show.
Thank you.